The galaxy is a place of wonder, with billions of stars, countless planets, and civilizations that rose and fell over ages. For thousands of years, the Zalari Republic had been one of those civilizations. They were proud, noble, and believed their fleets and colonies would last forever. But time proved them wrong. A storm had come. A cruel empire from beyond known space, called only the Varkon Armada, swept through sector after sector. They destroyed planets, enslaved populations, and shattered entire fleets. The Zalari tried to resist, but their defenses collapsed one after another. Their allies, who once promised friendship and support, remained silent. Fear ruled the galaxy, and no one dared face the invaders. On the homeworld of Zealer Prime, the High Council sat in their chamber of crystal and steel. The room was silent, heavy with despair. Around them, holograms showed burning colonies, broken ships, and cities falling to the enemy. "We are out of options," whispered Counselor Thalen. "Our fleets are destroyed. Our armies cannot hold. The Varkon will crush us within weeks." Another counselor, old and frail, raised his voice. "There is one option left. A distress call. We send it across the galaxy, across unknown space, across every channel. Perhaps anyone will hear us, but who will come?" asked another. "The core worlds fear the Varkon. The outer kingdoms have already fallen. Who is left?" Silence followed. The counselors looked at each other, realizing the truth. No known empire would risk their survival for strangers. But despair left them no choice. At last, the High Council voted. The signal was sent. The message, it was simple, spoken in broken galactic code. "This is the Zalari Republic. We are under attack. Our worlds fall. Our fleets burn. We cannot hold. To any who hear this, please help." The signal left their world like a scream in the night. It traveled faster than light, bouncing from relay to relay, rushing past nebulae and black holes, slipping across forgotten sectors and dark regions of space. Civilizations far away heard it. Some ignored it. Some mocked it. Others saved it in their records, planning to scavenge what remained when the Republic fell. But among the countless stars, there was one planet that received it. A small blue world on the edge of the galaxy, a world called Earth. Earth's listening post in the frozen wastelands of Antarctica, deep below the ice. A command station hummed with quiet energy. Screens lit up as the alien signal was caught. Officers rushed to their stations, translating the strange words. The signal repeated again and again, desperate, filled with fear. "General, we have something," said one officer, turning to a tall figure in uniform. General Marcus Hale, commander of the Terran Defense Fleet, stepped forward. He studied the translation on the screen. His sharp eyes narrowed. "Distress call," he said quietly. "Coordinates?" another officer asked. The technician typed quickly. "Confirmed. Outer spiral almost 3,000 light-years away. Enemy forces described as overwhelming. The Zalari are collapsing." The control room fell silent. For years, Earth had hidden its progress from the wider galaxy. Humanity was still young compared to ancient empires, but it had advanced faster than anyone imagined. Fleets of warships waited in hidden shipyards on the Moon, Mars, and in the asteroid belt. New weapons, technologies, and strategies had been prepared in secret. Earth had been waiting, watching, preparing for the day when someone, or something, would test them. And now, that day had arrived. The debate within hours. Earth's world leaders gathered through secure hollow channels. They argued fiercely. "Why should we risk our people for a distant war?" demanded one politician. "They are strangers. They never helped us. This is not our fight." Others shook their heads. "If the Varkon destroy the Zalari, they will not stop. They will grow stronger. One day they will come for us." A scientist added, "Our fleets are ready. Our technology is hidden but superior. We could change the balance of this war." The debate dragged on until the president of Earth herself spoke. She was calm, her voice firm. "If we do not stand for those who cannot fight, then we are no better than the ones who enslave them." The chamber fell silent. The decision was made. Humanity would answer the call. Warfleet awakens across the solar system. Orders spread. In the vast shipyards above the Moon, Titanic carriers began to move. On Mars, sleek destroyers and frigates powered up their engines. Near Jupiter, enormous dreadnoughts, armored giants bristling with weapons, slowly came alive. Each ship bore a symbol painted on its hull. a blue planet with silver wings encircling it. It was the mark of the Earth United Fleet. Millions of men and women prepared for departure. Pilots kissed their families goodbye. Engineers checked the reactors. Medics packed their kits. Soldiers armed themselves with new weapons designed for wars no alien had ever seen. On Earth's surface, people watched the sky. They knew something historic was happening, even if the government kept details secret. Rockets streaked into orbit. Massive engines roared. Soon the night sky was filled with steel like a second layer of stars. It was not a small rescue force. It was not a token fleet. It was a war fleet. General Hale at the command bridge of the flagship TDS Titan. General Hale stood before his officers. The Titan was larger than any alien dreadnought, its weapons strong enough to shatter moons. Around it, hundreds of ships formed up, waiting for the order. "Are the coordinates locked?" Hale asked. "Confirmed, sir. Wormhole engines charged. Fleet is ready." He looked across the bridge at men and women who had trained their whole lives for this day. His voice was steady. The Zilari called for help. No one answered. "But we will. We will show them what humanity stands for. We will show the Varkon what it means to challenge us. Today Earth rises." The fleet erupted in cheers. The first jump engines ignited. The stars bent and twisted as wormholes opened, glowing like rivers of light. One by one, the ships entered the tunnels of folded space. The Titan was the last to move, its colossal frame vanishing into the light. Back on Earth, in the frozen control center of Antarctica, officers watched the fleet disappear. General Hale's final words before departure echoed in their minds. "Hold on, whoever you are. Humanity is coming." The stars bent and the void of space screamed as wormholes opened across the edge of the Zilari Republic. Bright rivers of energy cut through the darkness, and from them came shadows, huge, towering mechanical shadows. The first Zilari scouts, hidden among asteroids, froze as their sensors flared red. They expected more Varkon warships, another wave of destruction, but what they saw made their jaws tremble. Colossal vessels, their hulls dark steel with glowing lines of blue, emerged one by one. Carriers the size of floating cities, sleek destroyers that moved like predators, frigates cloaked in shifting light. Then came the dreadnoughts, giants with weapons so massive they looked capable of cracking worlds. The fleet formation stretched across the stars like a wall. For the Zilari, it was a sight of both terror and hope. "Identify them," shouted a Zilari commander aboard the listening post. The scanners whirred. The computer displayed strange symbols. A blue planet with silver wings. "Unknown origin," the officer said. His voice shook. "Not Varkon. Not core worlds. Not any known empire. Who are they?" The message on the bridge of the TDS Titan. General Marcus Hale stood at the central console. His officers reported the situation. Signal received. The Zilari are still fighting in the nearby system. Their last fleets are falling back. Enemy strength overwhelming. Hale nodded.
"Patch me through."
Broadcast to all channels. A voice cut across Zilari space, translated automatically into their language. "This is General Hale of the Earth United Fleet. We heard your call. Hold your ground. Help has arrived." The Zilari commanders gasped. Whispers filled the control rooms across their stations. Unknown humans had answered them, strangers from a forgotten world. Yet their words carried calm strength, the kind that lit sparks of hope in dying hearts. The battlefield not far away, the Varkon armada advanced like a swarm. Thousands of their ships darkened the void, moving with cruel precision. They fired on retreating Zilari vessels, cutting through their shields, blasting apart cruisers, reducing proud warships to fragments of fire. The Zilari flagship Valoran was among the last still standing. Its captain, weary and bloodied, gave orders to retreat deeper into the system. His eyes were filled with despair. Then his radar officer shouted, "Sir, new fleet detected." The captain braced himself. "Another Varkon wave?" "No, sir." "Unknown fleet. Massive strength. They are broadcasting a message of support." The captain froze, then whispered, "By the stars." Someone came. First clash the Varkon ships noticed too. They turned their sensors toward the wormholes. They saw the human fleet arriving. Arrogant and unshaken, they sent mocking signals. "Another prey enters the slaughter. We will burn you first, then the Zilari." General Hale received the message. He gave a single command. "Forward line, advance." Like thunder rolling across the void, Earth's destroyers and frigates surged forward. Their engines glowed bright, their weapons locked. The first volley fired, streams of light faster than anything the Varkon had faced. Explosions tore through the enemy front, shattering dozens of ships instantly. The Varkon paused. This was no weakling defense. These new arrivals had teeth. They charged. The battle began. Humanity's power, the Varkon Armada, unleashed their storm. Thousands of beams, missiles, and plasma bolts streaked across space. But the humans were ready. Their shields shimmered, bending the fire aside. Their ships moved with practiced formation, covering each other, striking with deadly accuracy. The Titan itself entered the fray. Its cannons roared, each shot strong enough to erase entire cruisers. Dreadnoughts followed, tearing apart enemy formations with broadside barrages. On the bridge of the Valoran, the Zalari captain and crew watched with wide eyes. Ships that should not exist, ships far beyond their own technology, were carving through the unstoppable enemy. "Who are they?" a young officer whispered. The captain answered softly, "Whoever they are warriors beyond anything we have seen." Shockwaves within hours. What should have been another easy Varkon victory turned into chaos. Their fleets broke ranks. Commanders shouted, unsure how to respond. Enemy vessels that once laughed at resistance were now retreating under human fire. One Zalari fleet, almost destroyed, found themselves covered by human frigates. A voice came across their channel. "Stay behind us, regroup, you're not alone anymore." Tears filled the Zalari commander's eyes. For the first time in months, they felt hope. A moment of respect. After the first waves of Varkon ships fell back, a temporary calm spread over the battlefield. Both sides regrouped. The humans had shown their strength, but the Varkon still had numbers, far more than anyone could count. On the Titan, General Hale studied the reports. Casualties were light, morale high. His officers looked to him. "Sir, the Zalari request direct communication," an officer said. "Put them on," Hale replied. A hologram flickered. The Zalari captain of the Valoran appeared, battered and weary, his eyes wide as he looked at the human general. "You heard our call," he said quietly. "No one else came. But you, strangers, you answered." General Hale gave a small nod. "We are humanity. We do not abandon those who ask for help. Stand with us, and together we will break the Varkon." For a long moment, the Zalari captain said nothing. Then he gave a deep bow. "Then from this day we fight as brothers." The Varkons rage across the battlefield deep within their flagship. The Varkon warlord slammed his clawed hand against the console. He had destroyed countless civilizations, crushed empires older than humanity itself. But now, unknown warriors had dared to defy him. "Find out who they are," the warlord growled. "Find their world, and when we are done here, we will burn it to ashes." His officers bowed, but even in their eyes there was unease, because today they had learned a truth. The galaxy was no longer theirs to take easily. Humanity had arrived. The battlefield of Zalari space burned with fire. Wreckage of ships drifted across the void, glowing like dying stars. The Earth United Fleet and the Zalari remnant stood together now, waiting, but the calm did not last. From the darkness, more wormholes opened. The Varkon Armada was not finished. Their warlord had summoned the full strength of his fleets, tens of thousands of ships, stretching across the stars until the sky looked like a storm of black steel. On the TDS Titan, General Marcus Hale watched the scanners fill with red markers. His officers went pale. "They outnumber us 20-1, whispered a young officer. Hale's voice was steady. "Numbers mean nothing if they cannot break our spirit. Prepare the fleet. Humanity does not retreat." The enemies advanced. The Varkon ships advanced in perfect formation. Their weapons glowed like suns, charging for the final strike. Their warlord spoke across all channels, his voice cruel and mocking. "Unknown humans, you fight well, but you will fall as all others fell. When you are gone, your world will burn, your people will serve, and your memory will be erased." The Zalari, listening to this transmission, trembled, but then the human response came. General Hale answered with calm fire in his voice. "We are humanity. We are born of a death world. We do not bow. We do not break. And today you will learn why the galaxy should fear us." Humanity strikes. The Varkon Armada unleashed their first wave. Thousands of beams and missiles streaked toward the humans. But Earth's fleet responded with precision. Shields flared, ships weaved in flawless formation, and counterfire erupted like a storm. The Titan's main cannons roared, each shot erasing entire squadrons. Human carriers released swarms of fighters, sleek, fast, and deadly. They darted through enemy lines, planting bombs on cruisers and disabling capital ships. On the Zalari flagship Valoran, the captain and crew stared in awe. They had never seen war fought like this. Humanity fought not with fear but with fury and strategy, each move designed with perfect calculation. "Look at them," whispered a Zalari officer. "They are outnumbered, yet they advance." Turning the tide, the battle raged for hours. The Varkon expected humans to tire, to break, but instead the opposite happened. The longer they fought, the stronger they seemed. Every time a human ship fell, another moved to cover the gap. Every pilot, every soldier fought with relentless determination. Their voices filled the comms with one phrase repeated again and again: for Earth, for humanity. The Zalari, inspired by this courage, rallied. Their broken fleets reformed, fighting side by side with the humans. For the first time in years, they pushed forward, no longer retreating. Together they struck at the Varkon core. The warlords challenged furious. The Varkon warlord brought his flagship into the fight. It was a monstrosity, 10 times larger than the Titan, armed with weapons capable of cracking planets. Its shadow fell across the battlefield like a dark moon. "All human ships will be destroyed," he roared. "I will crush your leader myself." On the Titan's bridge, alarms rang as the flagship approached. Officers looked to Hale. "Sir, that ship is too strong. Its firepower surpasses anything we have faced." Hale's eyes narrowed. "Then we do not face it alone. Signal the fleet. Every ship, prepare for the final strike." The final strike. The battle became a storm of fire and steel. The Varkon flagship unleashed beams that melted entire asteroid fields. Human dreadnoughts answered with barrages that shook space itself. Zalari cruisers dove in, shielding human frigates and striking at enemy flanks. At last, the Titan faced the flagship directly. Hale stood tall, giving his final order. "All cannons, fire everything we have." The Titan's weapons unleashed their fury. Beams, missiles, railguns, and plasma tore into the massive enemy ship. The rest of the fleet joined in. Thousands of shots converged on one point, hammering the flagship's shields until they cracked, then shattered. The warlord screamed in rage as explosions tore through his vessel. The flagship burned, split apart, and finally erupted in a fireball that lit up half the battlefield. The Varkon armada faltered. Leaderless, terrified, they broke formation. One by one, their ships scattered, retreating into the void. The galaxy had witnessed the impossible. Aftermath silence fell over the battlefield. The stars seemed brighter now, free from the shadow of war. The wreckage of Varkon ships drifted quietly, a reminder of the cost of arrogance. On the Titan, cheers erupted across every deck. Humanity had stood against the darkness and prevailed. The Zalari hailed the humans. Their captain's voice trembled with gratitude. "You came when no one else did. You saved us when we had no hope. From this day forward, the name of humanity will be honored across our worlds." General Hale answered simply, "We did what was right. That is enough." The galaxy reacts news spread fast. Across the spiral arms, empires whispered in shock. The unknown humans had destroyed the unstoppable Varkon. Civilizations that once ignored Earth now spoke its name with awe and fear. "Who are these humans?" they asked. "A young species?" "No, something more. Something dangerous." The galaxy, long ruled by ancient powers, had learned a new truth. Humanity was no longer silent. A new dawn back on Earth. Families watched the broadcasts with pride. They saw their fleets return, scarred but victorious. Soldiers stepped off carriers to cheers and tears. Humanity had not only defended itself, but saved another people far across the stars. In the halls of leadership, the president spoke. "Today, we answered a call for help. Tomorrow we may face our own. But let all know this: humanity does not hide. Humanity does not kneel. We are here, and we will stand." Legacy among the Zalari. Stories spread of the day strangers from a blue world came through the stars to fight for them. Children recited the words of General Hale. Statues were built, showing human and Zalari soldiers standing side by side. The galaxy had new legends now. Legends of a war fleet that came when all hope was lost, and so across the stars one message echoed: "Beware the humans. They do not conquer. They do not enslave. But if you call for help, they will come. And if you stand against them, they will never stop."